So good afternoon to everybody. So this, as per the invitation and the requirement, so the session is on project management, how to construct the project network using PERT and CPM. So before going into the, you know, the project management construction using these two techniques, so let me tell you the brief historical part of project management. So I think many of you or all of you might have seen the movie Pearl Harbor. Okay, so it was a time during World War II that the U.S. Navy was given a task to attack on the Japanese base because the Japanese aeroplane, destroyed the some naval base, and they have been given a task of to construct a product, and that product was Solaris missile. It was a missile whose name was Solaris Polaris missile. So they have to construct that missile to attack on the Japanese. Okay. So Japanese base. So the time was, in the war time, the time is the most important thing. So the team was given a task to know that how you can develop a product. So to develop a product, they need to understand what is the most important activities involved in the product and which activity has to be finished first and which activity can be delayed without delaying the entire, product. Okay. So that product construction of that product was taken as a project, and that project has to be delivered in a shortest time. So okay, so in that way, the first time the Navy, U.S. Navy, mostly engineers and science graduates, they actually come up to demonstrate how the work has to be started. So during that time, they developed a method which is known as critical project methods or critical path method. Okay, you can say critical path method (CPM). So the first technique was developed during that time, and this technique tell you that what is the shortest time, the minimum time the project can be completed. Project so it will complete. It may take more than that, but what is the minimum time the project will take to complete? Below that you cannot complete. And what are the various critical activity? Critical means what is the various important activity in that project that has to be taken care. If we don't take care of that, what will happen? The duration of the project completion time will increase. So these are the two things which were answered by this CPM. The moment they came to know the minimum time to complete the project and the critical activity, they can start the work, they can schedule the work accordingly, and they can know that first this activity has to be started, finished, and then so on. So all this information was required that time, and that was provided by this method CPM. Later on, after some years, as we know that the world is full of uncertainty, anything can happen during the project, any issue can come. So whatever we have thought of that the project will take 2 years of time or 6 months of time to complete because of various uncertainty from the market, from the climate, from the many places. So the project completion time may increase. So how to take care of those uncertainty? So that is the part which is dealt by the another technique which is known as PERT. In the short, we say PERT. Otherwise, it's a acronym of Project Evaluation Review Technique. Okay. So keeping these two into mind, that these two techniques. So let us see how the project network diagram or how the project network can be constructed using these two methods. Okay. So before that, if anyone want to ask anything, they can actually ask. Okay. So before that, let me tell you what is project. So how to define a project. Okay. So the project is a very unique endeavor, and every project has a certain start time and has a certain finish time. So the project is a well-defined set of activity which has a given due time or which has a given due date, and we have to finish the project. Okay. So if somebody say that construction of a building is a project, yes, it's a project. Construction of a bridge is a project. Construction of product is a project. Launching a new product in the market is a project. Construction of road, etc., etc. These are the project. Okay. But if somebody say that, sir, is acquiring a knowledge is a project, then I will say acquiring a knowledge is not a project, because knowledge is a continuous activity, and project is not a continuous activity. Project has to be finished at a certain time. So that is why there's a difference between the project and the knowledge. So knowledge is a any time you can take a knowledge. So knowledge has nothing like that. You will stop taking a knowledge. Okay. So learning is not a project. So project has a given start time, well defined end time, and it has to be completed. Okay. So the first part of this is that that project consists of a lot of things. If we talk about a project, so project itself is a very big discipline. Project management is a big discipline. But what we are discussing today is a part of that. How to construct the project and how to estimate the time. Estimate the time is what is the project completion time and so on. And within this project network construction, we will estimate the time as well as we also know the critical activity. And we can say that the project manager can know, so this project will take this much of time, and in this project, these are the critical time and critical activity and non-critical activity. Okay. Okay. So let me go ahead. Like project network. So so generally when we draw the network, so the network looks like some kind of flow chart. So that is drawn graphically, and it will tell you the sequence of those activities. This activity after this activity. So this activity will start once this activity will finish, or this activity cannot start unless this activity is over. So all these things are represented in a graph, in a arrow and in a node kind of things, which we say graphically representation. And that graphical representation will define you that what is the start time, finish time of all the activity of the project. And that arrows and the node can give you the sequence, and that can tell you the critical path. So when we draw the project, we will discuss how to draw the project. When we draw the project, complete the project, it will provide you the scheduling activities. It will also provide you an estimate of the project duration. It will tell you which activities are critical, and it will also highlight the activities that are critical and cannot be delayed. So those activities which are critical definitely cannot delay, and some activity which can be delayed and do not disturb the project duration time. Okay, so that also it will tell you, and it will help the manager to stay on the plan, seeing the project, and can actually make the schedule accordingly. कि इतने दिन में इतना काम हो गया, and so on. They can go ahead. Okay. So before going to construct the project network, so let me tell you some small terminology which are very popular in constructing the project. Like, so there are activity. So let's say there are 4 activity here. You can see there are 4 activity here. Activity A, B, C, and D. So activity A, B, C, if you see, these are parallel activity. It's a concurrent activity. It means that activity A and B has no relation. Both can be started together. Similarly, B and C has no relation. Both can be started together. So all the 3 activity A, B, and C in this diagram, it says that these are parallel activity, or they do not depend on any activity. But if I take D activity, so it says that D can only start if A, B, and C, all the 3 activities are completed. If one of the activity is not completed, you cannot start the D. So this type of situation, when we see in a project, it is known as merge activity. It means that activity A, B, and C are merging into the activity D. So that is the meaning of merge activity. Okay. So this is another situation where you can see that activity A and B are interdependent, which means that you can start A, but you cannot start B unless A is over. Similarly, you can start B because A is over, and you can also start C because C do not depends on any other activity, but you can't start D unless B and C both are completed. So this is another situation. Okay. So here it's a burst activity. Here we saw in the previous slide that is a merge activity. Similarly, there is a situation of burst activity. Burst activity means that from 3 or more than one activity depends on one activity. Like A is responsible for start of B, C, and D. If we do not finish the activity A, what will happen? You cannot start B, you cannot start C, you cannot start D. So that is the meaning of burst activity. So we will see that these kind of activity, burst activity, merge activity, and normal activity are actually present in any network, project network. Okay? So there are two approaches to draw the project network diagram, and one approach is activity on node, other approach is activity on arrow. Both approaches are very simple. But generally for the first timer, those who are understanding or learning project management concept, tools and techniques. So for them, activity on node is slightly simple. But most of the software, if I say about software, Primavera and some other software which are or project 360 degree. So these are some of the software which are very used by the project manager to schedule the activity, and those are actually based on the method which is known as activity on arrow, because activity on arrow can be represented nicely rather than if I represent activity on node, so that it becomes difficult in the graphical mode. Okay, so anyway, but both method will give you the same answer. It's not like that both method will give you a different answer. The only thing is that which method is convenient to some project manager. Okay. Okay, some of the basic rules we can see that how to draw the network. So networks typically flow from left to right. So when we say left to right, means that the first activity we write at the left part, and it goes like this, and the last activity goes the right part. So this is the meaning of left-right approach, left to right. An activity cannot begin until all of its activities are complete. So as we understood just now, few minutes back, that you cannot start any activity unless all the preceding activity over. So let me see what is preceding activity. So for B, the preceding activity is A. So A is the preceding activity of preceding activity. So this is predecessor and this is successor. So you cannot start B unless A is over. So that is known as A is a preceding activity for B. And similarly for D, so B and C both are immediate predecessor. It means that these are the preceding activity. So that is the meaning of that. An activity cannot begin until all of its activities are completed. So arrows indicate precedence and flow and can cross over each other. So arrows has a meaning that if we draw the arrow, it says that this is the connection between these two activity, and this activity can start once this activity is over. So it gives you the precedence relation between two activity. Identify each activity with a unique number, and this number must be greater than. So it's a thumb rule. So many times that you don't want to give a unique number, you can give some kind of serial number 1, 2, 3, 4 as you draw, and every activity you can denote by some code. It's up to you, because you know what is the meaning of that code. A project manager know that what is the meaning of that code, and they can just to draw the short network, they can use this coding. Looping is not allowed. There are something which I will discuss while going construction. Looping means I cannot have a like this. So this is looping. Okay. So it means that A cannot start unless B is over. C cannot start unless A is over. B cannot start unless C is over. So this is a loop. So this type of thing cannot be present in the project network. Otherwise, project कभी खत्म नहीं होगा आपका. So that is the meaning of looping is not allowed. So this kind of thing is not allowed. But if I rephrase it like this, so this A, B, and C. So this is allowed. This is allowed because there is no loop. So it means that B can start once A is over, C can start once B is over. So it means that the project will end at some point of time. Okay. So let us move ahead with some more fundamentals. So which you can quickly understand also. Like A, B, C already I had discussed in the previous slide. A is preceded by the nothing. So A has no precedence relation. So A you can start at some reference point. So B can only start once A is over, and so on. So Y and G are the preceding by X. So X depends on this. So this is the burst activity. You can say this is a burst activity. This is a merge activity, you can say, like J, K, L. These are the three parallel activity, and these three parallel activity, all the three parallel activity have to be over, then only you can start them. Okay. Here is some kind of cross. It means that double A activity can only start once X and Y is over, and once X and Y is over, so you can also start G. Okay. So that is the meaning of this type of diagram. Okay. Now what I do, because activity on node is not very difficult to construct. So this is the one simple example I have taken from some published literature. And so if you just read for a minute that what is the meaning of this. So activity, these are the coding for these activities. So like activity A means that you are receiving application and you want to approve it. So it's a application approval. So that is the meaning of activity A. And this activity A has no preceding activity. That is why we have written none. So none means that this activity A do not have any preceding activity. Similarly, activity B. So activity B means construction plan. So we want to construct the activity B, and we have given the code for this is B, and this depends on A. Similarly, traffic study. So this is a description of activity C, and this C has no preceding but has preceding activity A. Same thing, you can read that for the activity D, which means that service availability check, it has precedence relation that you cannot start D if A is over. So these are the precedence. This side is the precedence side, and this side is the left hand. So right hand side is the precedence relation for the left hand side. If you connect this, you can draw the network diagram yourself without much difficulty. Okay, so I can show you. Okay, so there is no more questions, so I can go ahead. Okay, so if I see that the A do not have any precedence relation, so I can say that the meaning of A is that application approval. It has no precedence activity. You can start A, but A has some succeeding activity like B, C, and D. So if you see the previous table, so B can only start once A is over, C can only start once A is over, and D can only start once A is over. So you can write that like B, C, D. So this is where you are saying that B, C, and D can only be started once A is over, and the connection between A and B is shown using this arrow diagram. So that is the meaning of the arrow, where you can see that this arrow can be shown. Okay. Same thing you can see for the C, A, and DA. Further going ahead, you will see that if I go ahead, I see that activity E. So activity E is related with BC. So activity E is related to the BC. So if that you have to draw, then you have to say that activity E you have to write, and this activity E cannot start unless activity B and C is over. To represent that, you need to take an arrow for this. So there are two arrows which you have taken. So these two arrows, like to show that once B and C are over, then only you can start E. Okay. Same relation you can establish for other connection like F. And F can only start, if you see this diagram, you can start F. Let me take the pen so you can understand better. So you can start F if the B is over, C is over, and D is over, which you can very clearly see from the table, correct? F you can start once B, C, D is over. So now you must be realizing that it is very simple to use this activity on node concept. Because why we say an activity on node? Because in the node we are writing activity, and in the arrow we are writing the relation. So this is node. So the square box is a node. So if I say the node is a square box, and your precedence relation are shown by the arrow. So arrow means directed arrow. It means that this is the end, this is the start. And same thing you can do with the last activity. If you see this diagram, it says that H is the last activity which is going to over, A is the first activity which is going to be started, and after H there is no more activity, and before A there is no more activity. So your project starts from the activity A and it will end with the activity H. In between A and H, there are many activities which has to be started and which has to be completed, and that start and completion time depends on various, time estimates. So forward pass, earliest time. So, okay, so now this is the construction of the, project network diagram. So here, if you have any doubt, you can ask me how to consider. I think there would not be any doubt because it's very simple. So, but if still you have, you can chat, you can write in the chat box, or you can ask whatever the way is convenient for you. Okay. So now the one part of the project network diagram is over, which is saying that you have drawn the project network diagram. But what is the relevance of this? Unless you know the time, like means schedule, when you can start B, when you can start E, when or which are the critical activity and which are the critical path. So there is no much of relevance to the project manager. So to complete that, to use that, we need to calculate the time, and the time is calculated using two approach. One is known as forward pass and a backward pass. Okay. So the forward pass means that first we have to go from left to right. Sorry, let me show the diagram. So forward pass means that if you have to go from left to right, you go from left to right, then you come back from right to left. So from left to right, if you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So when you are doing that from left to right, so you will get to know the few calculation of some time. So those we will know, and when we come from last to the first, any from back, we say backward pass, from the last to the first, any H to A, we came to know some other time. These two times are important to calculate the or to know the critical or non-critical activity. So let us see that how it can be done. Okay. So as I have written here that forward pass means it will give you calculation of some time which is known as early start and early finish or expected time. When we go by the backward pass, it will tell you the latest start and latest finish time. And once you know this, you can calculate the slack or the float, and this will give you the critical activity. This will give you the information on critical activity. So this process we will see how to calculate by a movement of from first to last and last to first. So when we say forward pass, it will give you the earliest time. When we say backward pass, it will give you the latest time. Once you have both the time, you can calculate the slack or the float, and which inform you the critical activity. Okay. Now to know the time, we should have the time for each activity. So initially you was not having the time data. Now we have the time data. If I go back to the original problem, there is no information on the time. So to calculate the time, we must be having the time for this activity A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay. So that we have here. So as you can see in this slide, that we have the time for activity A, B, C, D. Okay. So it means that we have the time. And this time is the, project or your activity completion time. It's not a project. Your project is entire activity. From A to H is the project. Okay. But these are the, within the project, there are many activities. So this is the completion time of each activity. Okay. So with the help of this time, we can use the forward approach, and we can calculate what is the early start time and early finish time. Okay. So let us see. So same diagram, and the same project network diagram, which is AOA based. So it is, sorry, AON based, activity on node based, because I have written activity on the node. And now the only thing I have written, I am writing the activity time. So these are the activity time which I am writing. Okay. If you see all this, I am writing this one. I have not done anything extra. Okay. And this is, my nomenclature, that this is the legend that once you're writing this A, B, C, D, E, F, then what is the duration? Everything you can write it. Okay. Okay. So what we have done, that we have written the time, and now let's go ahead and apply the forward pass method. Okay. So when we apply a forward pass method, we can start from the first point. Sorry, the slide. Okay. We can start from the first point like this one, because this is the first activity, and we say that when we can start this activity. So we have to keep some reference point. Okay. The reference time is maybe 0. And you can have 10th day of next month or 20th day of next month, whatever. But for simplicity, we can say that the reference time for this first activity is 0. Then we can say that this is the early start time. So if I say that when you can earliest you can start activity A, you can say 0th time. As the 0 time you are beginning, you can say immediately we can start the activity A. And when it can finish, how early it can finish. So this is early finish time. It says that it can earliest finish in 5-day time, because you are starting at the 0th time. It will take 5 days of time. Then you can say that it will finish in 5 days of time. So with the help of this common, logic, we calculated the early finish time and for activity A. So I hope it is very easy to understand by the first activity. So if you have to say that what is the early start time for the A, you can say that early start time for the A is 0 time. Early start time for the early finish time of the A is for 5 days of time. Okay. Now you see this diagram, you will came to know that B, C, and D, these are the 3 activities which depends on A. So if you have to see that what is the early start time, what is the early start time for the B? So definitely the early start of time B will depend on the early finish time of the A, because unless A is over, you cannot start B. Similarly, unless A is over, you cannot start C and D. So in this way we have to see. So early start of B is 5 day, and this 5 day depends on the early finish time of the A activity. Okay. So based on this logic, you can say that we have to write 5, because you cannot start B before 5 day. At the earliest, means early start time, at the earliest you can only start B in the 5 day, and therefore we have written 5 here, 5 here, and 5 here. Once you have written 5, it's very easy. You just add these two together, and you can write 20, 15, and 10. Okay. Okay, but we have to be very careful while writing adding. Okay, so let's see in the next few activity. Now here you have to be careful. And for activity A, for activity B, in the activity E depends on 2 activity, which is B and C, and we know that you cannot start E unless B and C both are over. If both activities are over, then you can start activity A. If both are not over, then you cannot start. Even if the one is over, you cannot start. It means that when earliest you can start, at the earliest when you can start activity E. We can start the activity E at the 20th day, because it depends on the early finish time of the B. And early finish time of B is higher than the C. So if I say that, can I start with the 15th day? You will definitely say, no, we cannot start, because at the 15th day, C is over, but at the 15th day, B is still not over. When the B is still not over, it means that you cannot start, and that is why my assumption to start the E in the 15th day would be wrong. So therefore, I have to write 20. So, or in a thumb rule, you can say that the early start of a succeeding activity is nothing but the maximum time of the early finish time of the all preceding activities. So that is the formula that one can remember. One can note it down. but that is not required if you have a good project network diagram in front of you. You can actually calculate and see whichever is the maximum that you can write it. Once you have identified this one, that is again very easy. You just add and you get to know this one. Same thing, you can apply the concept at the F. F depends on B, C, and D, and it means that all the three activity B, C, D has to be over. Then only you can start F. So that you have to again look at the early finish time for this preceding activity, and the early finish time is 20, 15, and 10. So once you combine these three together, you can find it that you got the early finish time or of maximum early finish time of PCD is 20. So therefore, it will be early start time for the F. Okay. In this way, you can do it. Now you can again add the 20 and plus 10, and you can get it that is 30. And the 30 can be early finish time for the F. And then you can go to the next activity and you can say the early finish time and this is early finish time, and this is the early start time of the G. So in this way, the moment you got early start time of the G, then you can again add together and you can this one. Now we need to be careful here because this is a merge activity. In the merge activity, H, what will be the early start time for this? Early start time is nothing but the maximum of the early finish time, which is 200, and this 200. Again, we add here, we get 235. With this calculation, this is the forward calculation. In the forward calculation, you came to know that you got 235 days of time, which is the early finish time. So if somebody want to answer that what is the minimum time to complete this project, then the answer would be 235 days. You cannot complete this project in less than 235 days. So this is the answer which one can get that to from the help of forward pass calculation. Say that you cannot complete the project in less than 235 days. So let me erase this and then I can take you the calculation for the backward pass, because backward pass will enable you to know which are the critical activity or which are the critical paths. Okay. So I think this whatever we have written in this slide, I think I have explained during the construction or calculation of this one. So let's go ahead at a backward pass. Once we go the backward pass, again we have to start from the backward direction, last to one, and that I discussed initially, last to one. Okay, in this way direction. Okay. So now in this way direction, the way we have taken reference point here 0, we have to take the reference point here, not this side but this one. So already we got this number, all the number which we have, early start, early finish. Now we have to start here. So this was 235. So we have to keep reference 235 only. I will ask at the end to from the participants that why we have taken 235, why not less than 235, and why not greater than 235. Okay, that's a simple question. So I'm sure that all of you would answer me. Okay, once we have taken the reference 235, so this will become latest finish time. Okay, so the backward method will give you the latest finish and latest start. So if you go back to the previous slide where I have written the backward and the forward, so you say that in the backward pass, latest time, latest start, latest finish. So that calculation we will see that. Sorry. Okay. So that calculation we can see that latest finish. Now latest finish and latest start. Since we are going the backward way, so instead of adding, we have to subtract. So the latest finish minus 35 to give the latest start. So logically what it means that when we say latest finish, how late you can finish this project. When say early finish, how early you can finish this project, how late you can finish this project. So this is the meaning of latest start and late start or late finish. How late you can finish. It means that I can by at the most I will take 235. How late you can start? I can delay up to 200, but beyond 200 I cannot delay, so I will start 200. So that is the interpretation of these terms. Okay. So once we go the backward direction, so late finish minus 35 give you the late start 200, and then we go this way, we write 200, and then this activity time you minus it with 30, and same thing you can do the latest start, the latest start, and this would be the latest finish for this one, and this will be equal. So 200 minus 15, 18. Okay, we need to be careful, but not here. Let me go ahead. So again, late finish. So late finish of this activity F is equal to late start of the succeeding activity. Then activity time minus 10. Okay. Now where we have to be careful. Okay. So again, we see that there's this 20. Okay. Now this F has relation with B, C, and D. And if you see that this is the late start. So late start, and we have to see late finish. And here we can see that there is no problem here. So you can say that all the three B, C, and D can be lately finished by 20 days, and 20 days. There is no absolutely problem. Okay. Now the problem happens that when you relate E with B and C. Okay. Now you are seeing that activity B and C was common to F also and E also. But if you see these two activity, because E depends on B and C, so if from here E, if you want to know that what I have to do, because C is common to E and C is common to F. Okay. अगर आप देखने पा रहे हैं तो C is common to means C is the preceding activity to E and the C is preceding activity to F. Okay. So what you should write? You should write 20 here because this 20, or you should write 185 because this is 185. So the answer is that whenever this situation comes, when there is a burst kind of this situation, the one activity से दो activity निकल रहे हैं. So in that situation, we have to write the minimum of these two. So let me erase and again write it for the clarity. You might be getting, so because C is related with F and C is related with the E. Okay. So and you need to calculate what is the latest finish time. So latest finish time depends on the late start of this and late start of this. But so here you have to say that the minimum of this, the minimum of the late start of the succeeding activity would be the late finish of the preceding activity. So this will be the 20 because this is 20 is lesser than this one. Same thing you have to do for B. B is having E and as well as F. And 20 and 185, this should be our 20. Same thing you have to do for the D. But D, there is no problem with the D because D do not have any other succeeding activity. For the D, the only succeeding activity is F. So there is no problem, you can write 20. In both the cases, in all the three cases, you saw that for the B, C, and D, the late finish time would be the 20 because 20 was the early late start of all the preceding activity, which is smaller than the other one. Then you subtract, you get 5, 10, and 15. Now again, same thing, like first activity which has a burst activity B, C, and D, all the three activity 5, 10, and 15, and this 5, 10, and 15, which we have to take the minimum, and this we have to take 5. So 5 minus 5, this is 0. Okay. So in this way, the moment you have done the backward calculation, so you got this data, time data for late start, late finish, and in the forward way, you got early start and early finish. When you got all the four information together, you can actually calculate something float, and you can also calculate can know what are the critical activity. Okay. Now this slide is showing all the data together: early start and late start, early finish and late finish. And if you see very carefully, you will came to know that there are few activity where the difference between late start, early start, and late finish and early finish. These are 0, or in some way this is greater than 0. Okay. Now you see the activity where it is 0. Either this. अगर ये 0 है तो ये भी 0 होगा. If this is 0, this will also 0. So you can see that either from the start side or the finish side. The moment you see it is 0, it means that that activity is a very, very critical. So you say any activity having the difference between late start, early start, or late finish, early finish, both are 0, then it will be a critical activity. Otherwise, it will not be a critical activity. It will be non-critical activity. So if you see that the first activity, this is 0, this is 0, so this is critical, this is 0, this is critical, 10 minus 5, 20 minus 15, not 0, greater than 0, this is not critical, not critical, 20 minus 20 or 30 minus 30, 0, this is critical, same thing, this is critical and this is critical. So if you see this this particular slide, so where I have shown the arrow in the dotted way, so those arrows are the critical path, and these critical path connect a critical activity A with B, B with F, F with the G, and G with H. So if I have to ask you that which is the critical path, you will tell me the critical path is A, B, F, G, and H. So this is the critical path. Other is the non-critical path. So what is the meaning of this critical path to the project manager? So for the project manager, the interpretation is he will take care of, he will put all the attention on the activity A, B, F, G, and H. इसको delay नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर ये थोड़ा भी delay हुआ, what is the meaning? If one of the activity got delayed by a single day, your project will delay by that amount of day, that delta. अगर यहाँ एक दिन का delay हुआ, तो ये भी एक दिन का 236 दिन होगा. If it is delayed by 10 days, it will finish in 245 days. So that is the meaning. Other activity जैसे ये है E and D and C, these are non-critical activity. But it does not mean that if it is a non-critical activity, you can delay to the all possible stages. You cannot delay it. It still they have some time. So, but these are non-critical activity. So the project manager can delay to some extent till it become critical. Before it become critical, but beyond that, it again this non-critical activity cannot be delayed. So that is the meaning of critical and not critical. So once you identify the critical activity, critical path, so it will, or critical path is also known as longest duration path, longest duration. क्योंकि आपका जो 235 आया है, that this 235 calculation is coming by this way only. Okay. So this is longest path. We say longest path. So this defines the project completion time, and the critical activity falling on the longest path is known as critical activity. Okay. Now what happens? We can draw the same thing with the help of another method, which is known as activity on arrow. Abhi tak whatever you have discussed so far, we have used the method activity on node. Now we can use the activity on arrow. Okay. So activity on arrow, if you see the difference between activity on node and arrow, तो आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा. Let's say this, we are writing activity X on arrow, Y on arrow. If I had to write the same thing with the activity on node, I would have written like this. Okay. So I am representing X on node or activity on node. Here my way of representation is changed and I am writing those activity on arrow side. इतना ही अंतर है. Okay. एक थोड़ा अंतर ये भी है. If you see slight difference, that if you see this two example, that you will see that here I require two arrows. I require one more node. However, this is more compact form. It do not require one more arrow or one extra node. So once we draw the activity or same project network using the activity on arrow approach, you will slightly see that more number of arrows and nodes is required. to graphically represent the same information. Our activity on node requires slightly lesser, but it's the only convention. Some project manager would like to go with the activity on arrow, some with activity on node. It is only purely basis on the convention. But but now the modern software like Primavera, as I said, Project 360, they work on this activity on arrow. The only reason is that it become easy for them to construct these arrows and saying that my arrow is going from this point to this point, so it means that your activity is completing. So X, yeah, like we have graph. So we have time on the x-axis. We can say my activity X started here and it goes up to here. So your activity started from this 0 time to, let's say, 10 days. And then from 10th day, your activity Y started and it has taken 25 days. So it is Gantt chart. So the scheduling the activity across the x-axis, across the time become easier from the construction point of view, from the representation point of view in the graph, in the project. So that is why this is very much used technique in the software. But both give you the same data, same information. So it is either you want to use activity on node, arrow is your choice. Okay. Some more thing is that which I am not mentioning right now, like in the activity on arrow, you may require a need for dummy activity. Dummy activity. So I will discuss what is dummy activity. So dummy activity has no meaning. It is just like a to make some connection from the preceding activity with the succeeding activity. So while using the method concept of activity on an arrow, what happens sometimes, not always, sometimes the succeeding activity and preceding activity are not able to be connected to each other. So to make the connection proper and right, we may need to use the dummy activities. But dummy activity has no meaning, and we represent the dummy activity using the hash line or dotted line. Okay, so now let us take the same example which we have taken, like how to draw this with the help of activity on arrow. So if you see the activity on arrow, so we use the first network. We use the first network that this one activity A, which is on the graph, and then activity B, C, and D. These are the activity which depends on the activity A. And the moment this activity depends on the A, then you cannot start. Okay. So how the same thing can be represented in the graph? So we took the arrow, we wrote A represented on arrow. Then B we writing on the arrow, and the C we are writing on the arrow, and D on we are writing on the arrow. Between this and this, we just make a node which has no meaning, like only a connection. You know, 1, 2, 3, and 4 we have written, and same thing you go ahead. So in this way you can complete. You know? So once you complete, so you will look like that your project network using activity on arrow concept will look like this one. And if you calculate, early start and early finish, late start and late finish, all this will be same. There is no difference in the calculation. There is no difference in the data. All is same. Method is same. And now if you see this arrow X and Y, these are the dummy activity which is only trying to make a connection between E, B, and C, F, B, C, D, because these are the something you require because there is a preceding relation between these two. Okay. So I'm not discussing because of the paucity of the time. I also want to give at least 15 minutes of the time to the participant to ask the questions. So the calculation is same, forward pass, and if you go to the okay, and if you go, you can also do the calculation for the backward pass. Okay. Now these are some advantages and disadvantages of these two methods: activity on arrow and activity on node. You can read yourself what is the advantage. Both have some advantages, both have some disadvantages. Main advantage that activity on node is much easier to understand and interpret and construct, and activity on arrow at the most advantage that it is easy to schedule in a graph, or it is very quickly can be done in the Primavera and other softwares. Okay. Okay. Not coming to the last part of or second part of you. So this project network is a PERT. So it is certain कि आपको इतना ही दिन लगेगा. एक्टिविटी ए विल टेक 5 days ऑफ टाइम. ना तो 5 से कम लगेगा ना ज्यादा लगेगा. ओके. बट ऐसा होता नहीं है इन द प्रोजेक्ट. ह्यूज अनसर्टेनिटी इज देयर. जैसे आपने देखा कोरोना पीरियड, many construction units, many construction going on the road, bridges, realty sector, all are stopped. Many factories are stopped because uncertain situation. तो किसी ने सोचा होगा कि हमारा प्रोजेक्ट 3 साल में डिले हो जाएगा, और सॉरी 3 साल में डिलीवर हो जाएगा. वी विल डिलीवर द प्रोजेक्ट 3 years of time because of the pandemic. It got affected by one year, 6 months, 1.5 years, whatever. है ना. So these are uncertainty. So one uncertainty is that very rare event. Other is that sometimes happens that it's a project manager, they have the team, labors strike, or some unavailability of the raw material, unavailability of some approval, and the things got delayed. Okay, so the project evaluation review technique part, they actually try to capture those uncertainty using some formula, using some statistical relation, and try to address those uncertainty in some way, so that they can say that okay, we have captured uncertainty, and if we plan the scheduling of the project, it may happen that lot of uncertainty which we have already thought of, if it comes in on our way, we are able to manage that. है ना. जैसे आपने पहले सोच लिया कि ऐसा हो सकता है अगले साल 6 महीने के बाद, if you take care of that today, that means that will happen, then already you are in a safer side. If that do not happen, then again you are in a safer side. So that is the meaning. So from statistics, so there is some research went on, and they said that there are 3 time estimate which are being used in the PERT, which is known as optimistic, pessimistic, and the most likely. Weighted average of most likely. The popular word is most likely. If I ask you that how much time you take to reach your office from your or place of residence, तो आप बोलेंगे आधा घंटा. कभी आप बोलेंगे 1 घंटा भी लग गया, तो दैट इज 1 hour इज अ पेसिमिस्टिक. आपको 1 घंटा लग गया जबकि 10 किलोमीटर था. आप बोलेंगे एक बार में 20 मिनट में पहुंच गया, दैट इज ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. व्हाट इज मोस्ट लाइकली 45 मिनट्स. कि आप ज्यादातर 45 मिनट्स समय लेते हैं टू रीच योर ऑफिस, फॉर एग्जाम्पल. So these are the 3 different way to express your estimate, time estimate. One is optimistic, one is pessimistic, one is most likely. So that information is captured in a graph जिसको बोलते हैं बीटा कर्व. So this is known as beta curve or beta distribution. So I am writing on my screen, so writing is a bit difficult, writing on screen. So it is known as beta distribution. Okay. So the beta distributions, and this is normal distribution. If you say, you must have heard this curve. This is normal distribution. Okay. So your activity follows beta distribution. However, your entire project follows normal distribution. So एक project के अंदर, let's say we have hundreds of activity. So every activity follows beta distribution. So ये इसका मतलब क्या है कि let's say B is the pessimistic time. What is the longest time, largest time this activity will take to finish? What is the minimum time this activity will take, and what is the most likely time this activity will take to finish? इसी तरह की आपकी सारी एक्टिविटी होती हैं, all activity. If I have to draw, so I will say that, मैं यहाँ पे ड्रॉ करके आपको समझाता हूँ. So let's say this activity. So this activity will have this time, and similarly this activity will have this time, and similarly this activity will have this time. और जब आप प्रोजेक्ट की बात करेंगे तो it will have bell shape. Okay, same thing which we have represented here in the this diagram. So all activity combined together in a project try to finish in a normal distribution, or the distribution of the project looks like a normal distribution. Okay. So how to calculate the time? So अब ये तो हो गया कि every activity has a 3 time: optimistic time, most likely time, and the pessimistic time. So अब activity कितने time में खत्म होगा? So we have the formula in the statistics. So activity, for every activity, the time can be calculated with the help of this formula. So this is a statistical relation. So there is no proof for this. So this is a statistical relation, है ना? So this statistical relation holds true when we assume that your activity follows beta distribution. So A plus 4m plus B upon 6. So this is the estimated time, and since those who people know statistics, so whenever we have any kind of estimate, the estimate has always a standard deviation, some deviation. जैसे आप मार्केट जाते हैं, आप एक estimate लेके जाते हैं कि आपको सामान खरीदना है, it will cost you 5,000 rupees. But sometime when you go to the market, it may have lesser than 5,000 rupees and slightly more than the 4,000 rupees. So this is known as deviation, because it's no certain. ये certain नहीं है कि वो सामान आपको 5,000 रुपए में ही मिलेगा. If I give, okay. So same thing is here in activity. When you have planned the activity to complete 5 days of time, it may happen that कि कभी आपको 4 दिन में भी activity खत्म हो गई, कभी sometime happen you take 7 days of time, but you are not certain that it will complete in 5 days time. So when we have certain that no, this will complete 5 days time, so there will be no deviation. In this way, it means that there is no pessimistic, there is no optimistic, there is only one time. But in the real situation, this never happen. That is why every time has a 3 time estimate, and therefore every time has some kind of deviation. So इसको बोलते हैं standard deviation. So standard deviation of activity is represented by pessimistic time minus optimistic time upon 6. This is also statistical relation. अगर हम इसका square करते हैं तो इसको बोलते हैं variance. Okay. Same thing is true for the entire project. Now, when you are talking about the activity, for a given activity, and what is the standard deviation for the entire project? The standard deviation of the entire project is equal to the square root of sum of the square or sum of the variance of all critical activities. So that you have to make sure that this sum includes only activities on the critical path. Okay. If I say that my so A, B, whatever that critical path, so you have to calculate the standard deviation or the variance of critical path, sum it, take the square root, and you will get the standard deviation of the project. So standard deviation of the project is different than the standard deviation of a activity, and that we need to be very, very careful. Okay. So I have taken I think one random example. Let me show the activity. I don't think I have the diagram. Okay. So I have the data with me in the slide. So this is the, time between activity. There is one activity 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 6. They have the optimistic time, most likely time, pessimistic time. So definitely आप देखेंगे pessimistic time B is greater than M is greater than A. Okay. Whenever B is equal to M is equal to A हो गया, it means that this is certain. No deviation. Here we can apply CPM method. Okay. Most of the time it will be B greater than M greater than A. Okay. You can have the time estimate for these 3 and you got it. Okay. Then using the formula B minus A, you can got the variance for each. Square hai variance hai. If you make the square root, it will give you the standard deviation. And now what will happen? So this diagram, if you draw this diagram using activity on node, you will get this project network diagram like 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5, and so on. So it's an activity on arrow diagram. You can do it, and you can see that you can calculate what is the, from the time estimate 30, 13, 12. So your critical activity will be 1, 2. इसको आप कुछ नाम दे सकते हैं, एक्टिविटी A, B, C, D. It is up to you. And they are saying A1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, and 3, 5, 6. So these are the critical activity. So whatever the variance we got here, here, you sum up, take the square root, you will get the standard deviation of the entire project. Okay. So let's say the time estimate is coming 64. So if I ask you what is the probability that your project will complete in 64 days of time, so your answer would be your probability is 50%. What is the probability that your project will complete in 100 days of time? So your answer will be 95% probability. यानी 95% आपको चांस है कि आप खत्म कर लेंगे. What is the probability you will complete the project in 1000 days? मतलब 3 साल में आप खत्म करेंगे. आप कहेंगे कि 99.99%, but 100% आप कभी नहीं कह पाएंगे. If I say what is the probability that you complete the project in 3 years of time, still you cannot say 100% because you never know that what uncertainty you can face in 3 years of time. But your chance will be very high that you would be able to complete. That is the logic. How to know this? So we have the formula that with the help of Z score from the normal distribution that, so this is a scheduled time, this is estimated time, and this is the standard deviation of the project. So this square ऐसे होना चाहिए. This is okay. Standard deviation of the project. So if I say what is the probability that you will complete in 64 days of time, तो ये आपको पहले से मालूम 64 and this you got it. So this will become 0. If you see the value of the Z in the in this standard normal table, so when the value of Z is 0, so you will get your probability is 50%. So it is not here, it is not here, but if you see it will be 50%. As your probability Z value decreases or increases, your probability to complete or your probability to not to complete will increase. Okay. So if I say that plus Z value, it means that you are saying that what is the probability that you will complete the project in 120 days, 130 days out of 64 days, you will have very closer to the 98%. Okay. So in this way, if you give less time, what is the probability that you complete a project in 10 days of time? जैसे आपने निकाला 64 days, but you are saying that what is the probability that you complete a project in 10 days of time? तो आप ये कहेंगे कि probability is very very less, maybe 0, maybe 2%, maybe 1%. और जैसे ही आप टाइम बताते जाते बढ़ाते जाते हैं, then you say that what is the probability that the project will complete in 100 days? You will have that probability is very high to 90% और 95% whatever. ठीक है ना? बट 100 कभी नहीं होता. सो नॉर्मल कर्व में ये जो चीज है ये कभी टच नहीं होता. दिस नेवर कम, इट इज कंटिन्यू इन्फिनिटी. ओके ओके. So that is the only issue between PERT and CPM. So once we got to know the estimated time and we know the all this detail, we can actually calculate all this information and we can actually use the formula and we can know it. Okay. So I think I have done and now the your session is open for Q&A. If now I'm putting my video on, so if somebody want to ask anything, please feel free because we have still 20 minutes of time. Yes, please.
Am I audible to all of you? I'm audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Thank you so much for this session, sir. Very informative. And we all are aware that project management and CPM part is very hard to cover in this 1.5 hour. We have some questions also, sir. First question is, in the arc line in the project network diagram can cross.
No, I'm not able to hear you. Can you tell me again? Huh?
Yes, yes, sir. Can the arc line in the project network diagram can cross over?
So crossover. Wait, just a minute. So can you just type the chat box because I think the voice is breaking.
Voice is bit breaking.
Yeah, voice is breaking.
may I repeat? Yes, yes. May I,
Please do the chat box because voice is breaking. I'm not able to hear you properly.
okay. Just a
आप
minute.
एक बल्ली दीजिए चैट बॉक्स में. हमने क्रॉस ओवर, आपने बोला क्रॉस ओवर, वो बात मुझे समझ सुनाई दी. उसके पहले उसके बाद का मुझे समझ में नहीं आया.
इसमें ये पूछा जा रहा है सर कि आर के लाइन जो होते हैं प्रोजेक्ट
हाँ.
नेटवर्क डायग्राम में, वो क्या क्रॉस ओवर हो सकते हैं क्या?
Yes. All the lines can cross over. There is no problem. Absolutely. Okay. So now I got. So let's say I will take. I think maybe कहीं cross over हुआ होगा. Let me just see it. Okay. Okay. अब luckily यहाँ पे नहीं हो रहा है. Okay. So it can happen. Yeah, हो रहा है. I think it's happening. So if you see that here this side it is happening. So these two lines is getting cross each other. So I think this was the question in the chat box, na? Can we have this was crossing. So इस crossing का कोई मतलब नहीं है. So the crossing only means is a connection between B and F, C and D. इस crossing कोई मतलब नहीं है. But when we draw the activity on arrow, जो एक्टिविटी ऑन एरो का कंसेप्ट है, सो बी सी डी ऑल एक्टिविटी गो लाइक दिस, बी सी एंड डी. सो यहाँ पे एरो का कोई मतलब नहीं है, तो क्रॉसिंग का कोई मतलब नहीं है. सो दिस एरो इन एक्टिविटी ऑन नोड दे क्रॉस ईच अदर इन सम बुक्स. कभी कभी क्या होता है कि सम बुक्स में दे मेंशन इट लाइक दिस, दे शुड नॉट क्रॉस ईच अदर, बट वो गलत है. क्रॉसिंग कोई मतलब ही नहीं. क्रॉसिंग का मतलब इतना ही है कि कनेक्शन. सो इन सम बुक इट्स रिटन लाइक ऐसा करके आप ऐसे बना दें. किसी बुक में आई थिंक some student asked me earlier also, so it has no meaning, it can cross perfectly.
Okay, sir. Next question they have asked is, what is supercritical float? Could you give supercritical
Supercritical float. So there is no such term supercritical float. So there is a float, there is total float, free float. Okay. So total float means total slack available for entire project. और जो float होता है, the only float means what is the slack available in a given activity. Supercritical कुछ नहीं होता, because total float, maybe the total float might be taken as a supercritical float.
Okay. Next question is, sir, can you they are asking about the difference between the usage of terms float and slack. I think you have told bit of.
Acha, okay. So slack is a part of float. So there are two type of float, like free float, total float. So when free float is a slack, and the total float is the total amount of slack available in the entire project. So I think I might have written somewhere. Yeah, this one. So slack is a float basically. So the amount of the time and activity can be delayed. तो float का मतलब कि कोई activity कितना delay कर सकते हैं, वो slack होता है. Total slack का मतलब amount of activity that can be delayed without delaying the entire project. बिना प्रोजेक्ट को डिले किए हुए, तो यानी वो टोटल स्लैक हुआ. यानी आप पूरे प्रोजेक्ट में आप इतने अमाउंट का स्लैक यूज कर सकते हैं बिना डिले किए हुए, प्रोजेक्ट को देरी किए हुए. ये इसका अंतर है.
Okay, sir. These are the questions they have asked. I request all the participants to, of course, we all know that it's very difficult to ask all the questions in this small session. So I ask I request all the participants to, if they have any sort of questions, they can also email me. I can forward that too, sir. I can forward that and get the response from you also. Sir,
Definitely. I have given in my first.
Yes, sir.
I have given my first page my email address. I think whatever the email they want to use, they can use, and I will happy to respond.
Otherwise, I will also channel those email to you also, sir, if I get some from them also. They can also use my email ID that is with the project the template we have circulated. Okay. So they can also ask directly from me also. Sir,
yes, sure.
प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट का एप्लीकेशन पोस्ट कोविड कैसा होने वाला है, और ये और भी बढ़ने वाला है, बिकॉज द कोविड हैज शोन अस अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ लाइफ. आई मीन कि एवरीथिंग क्लोज्ड डाउन, लॉकडाउन, लोग है नहीं, लोग को खुद से आइसोलेट होना पड़ रहा है, they cannot even go to the office 100%, and lot of such problems are there. So how the project management concepts and its application is getting significant in post-COVID era?
Okay, so especially when we talk about construction management, the construction management is largely impacted because here we cannot work online because there are some activities which cannot be managed online, but there is software project management, many online activity where like designing a software, or like school activity, like university activity, like meeting, like even the hospital also, but operation cannot be done online, but a diagnostic and then OPD can be done online. So those activities which require manual presence, which require people to be there on site, and where there is a lockdown situation and there is a danger to the life of the person, there is a risk to the life of the person. So definitely technique cannot be used, but those technique can tell you, like if this situation continue, then what is the extended duration to complete the project. When after 1 year, when we can complete the project if this activity goes down. But let's say pandemic is over and 6 months of time has gone to waste. Now the project management technique can help you that remaining 6 months, 1.5 year, how much of resources we can put extra to crash the project. So there is a term project crashing. So जो मैंने आप because the session was on Kotlin CPM, there is a term project crashing. So project crashing concept can be used to say that कि 6 महीने तो हमारा खराब हो गया. Let's say 6 months got wasted. Now remaining 1 year, can we put more resources? Can we put more material? Can we put more labor? Can we work 24/7 kind of thing? Different staff schedule से तो हमारा प्रोजेक्ट क्रैश करें, और जो हमारा 6 महीने का डिले था उसको हम किसी तरह भरपाई कर दें 4 महीने की, या 2 महीने का डिले रहे. In this way, the project scheduling, rescheduling, project crashing technique can be helpful to minimize the loss.
Of course, so मतलब COVID, yeah, even during this COVID pandemic situations like situation, project management का role तो बढ़ने ही वाला है, of course.
Yes, बिल्कुल because आप देखेंगे I think in war time when the situation when the two countries in war kind of thing, और या कुछ ऐसा है कि आजकल कोविड एंड आपने अभी 2-3 महीने पहले आई थिंक एनटीपीसी उत्तराखंड में कुछ हो गया था. दिस इज वन आई गेटिंग फॉरगेटिंग द नेम.
Yes, some landslides and
landslide. Okay, so that is को बोलते हैं disaster relief. So disaster relief में like what is the project? The project was that to deliver the manpower there and to start rescue operation, so that whosoever is the trapped in that situation, they have to get immediate relief from that one. उसको रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन. इन द रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन टाइम इज द इम्पोर्टेंट, रिसोर्सेज इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं होता है. तो उसको क्या करते हैं हम लोग, क्रैश करते हैं कि अगर गवर्नमेंट ने दिया हमें टाइम 1 हफ्ते में सारा काम करना है, तो कैन वी डू इन 4 days ऑफ टाइम. तो पुट ऑल द मैन मशीन मैन पावर एवरीथिंग ऑन दैट साइड, वी क्रैश द एंटायर प्रोजेक्ट, से दैट हम 1 हफ्ते में वो कर दिखाएंगे. मतलब सो project management is become very important during the pandemic, post pandemic, disaster relief. So in a different way, not through the construction of this activity, but definitely once we know the construction activity, और हमें ये समझ में आया कि हमारा पेंडेमिक ने इफेक्ट किया इस प्रोजेक्ट ड्यूरेशन. यहाँ पर जैसे मैं एक डायग्राम के हेल्प में बताता हूँ. लेट मी से टेक एन एग्जांपल. आई थिंक यू हैव आस्क्ड अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. सो लेट मी से कि कुछ ऐसा दिक्कत हो गया कि पेंडेमिक आप प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा था एंड चलते चलते प्रोजेक्ट में यहाँ पे दिक्कत आ गई. लेट्स से पेंडेमिक स्टार्टेड. सो लेट मी इरेज दिस एंटायर थिंग. So project management technique, role and application can be very useful. So let's say जैसा कि मैं बता रहा था कि आपका प्रोजेक्ट चालू है 365 डेज की बात है, और आपने प्रोजेक्ट चालू किया जनवरी 2020 में, और देखा कि आपके मार्च के आसपास आपको दिक्कत हो गई और पूरा पेंडेमिक से पूरा लॉकडाउन हो गया. आपकी ये एक्टिविटी खत्म हो गई थी, या ये एक्टिविटी का थोड़ा सा पार्ट खत्म हुआ था, बाकी नहीं हुआ था. नाउ देयर इज नो मैन पावर अवेलेबल. अब आपका ये जो दिन है, लेट्स से इट्स 100 days. Now 100 days has got waste. Now can we finish the entire thing remaining, or what is the amount of the time the entire project will go 100 days, or can we crash the project सो दैट कि इसका जो लेट्स से इसमें स्लैक है, इसका जो मैन पावर है वी कैन पुट हियर, उसका मैन पावर यहाँ लगा दें जो उस क्रिटिकल है, सो दैट वी कैन मिनिमाइज द डिले। जो भी हमारा समय खराब हो गया 100 दिन का, वी कैन मिनिमाइज, सो दैट जो हमारा खराब समय 100 दिन का, दैट कैन बी मेक कि हमने 60 डेज का हमने वर्क कर लिया क्रैश करके। इन दिस वे वी कैन, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर कैन एक्चुअली ask more resources, more machine manpower, can increase the time। जो 12 घंटे काम होता था वो 24 घंटे कर सकते हैं। In this way we can manage it। So in this way one can know that how much effort has to be required in the remaining part of the activity and how much further delays can be done। So this in this way the project management technique can be helpful।
Sure, sir. सर इज इट लाइक कि आने वाले समय में प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट का कॉन्सेप्ट भी फर्दर डिफाइन होने वाला है, दैट विल आल्सो काउंटर टेक द अकाउंट ऑफ पेंडेमिक लाइक सिचुएशन, बिकॉज एग्जांपल दे हैव scheduled their project management based on some CPM part, they have sequenced their activities, sub activities. Then after some pandemic like situations, they also consider like this sort of things during their planning part, if pandemic like situations and some disasters things happen, so some part of the activity can be isolatedly done by few people in some different parts of the country, not at the same place, so that usme isolation bhi ho sakta hai, some expert bhi aa sakta hai, all those things। Is it? Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is this getting
Yes. Okay, yes. Actually, what happens, so there is a statement which is, established by Project Management Institute, like most of the project which is done in time, is by those project manager who are very experienced। So technology, because every project manager nowadays, they have the technology, they can simulate the project, they can draw the network diagram in the Primavera, in a many software, they can analyze the project, but the experience hota hai field ka, that matters a lot। So most of the project which completed on time is because the experience of the project manager को ये मालूम होता है, because his past experience, ऐसी situation आ सकती है, तो ऐसी situation में I have to be ready। मेथड और टेक्नोलॉजी तो कुछ कह ही रहा है, बिकॉज अनसर्टेनिटी तो बता के आती नहीं ना, कि अनसर्टेनिटी बता के आएगी कि मैं आने वाली हूँ, तो वी शुड बी रेडी। सो द एक्सपीरियंस पर्सन कैन डायग्नोज वेल इन एडवांस एंड दे कैन बी रेडी टू डील विद। सो ऐसा जैसे किसी का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हुआ है, लेट्स से पेंडेमिक एक्सपीरियंस तो किसी प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर का नहीं रहा होगा। ज्यादातर जो होता है कि लैंड इश्यूज होते हैं, some government approval, local body approval, सभी कभी लेबर इश्यूज, some payment issues, litigation, so वो तो चलता रहता है। and then the managers, project manager, engineers, they are aware of it, how to tackle it। but let's say pandemic आ गया, ये pandemic तो 100 साल में एक बार आया, उस 100 साल में तो कई project manager ने सोचा भी नहीं होगा। so this will give the learning for them in a future। तो अभी जितने प्रोजेक्ट नए चालू हो रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे सेंट्रल विस्टा गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का चालू हो रहा है, तो जो टाटा को प्रोजेक्ट मिला, दे मस्ट हैव लर्नड अ लॉट फ्रॉम द लास्ट ईयर पैंडेमिक, कि गवर्नमेंट ने जो टारगेट दिया हमें 2 साल या 3 साल डिलीवर करना है सेंट्रल विस्टा, तो हमें ये ध्यान देके करना है कि जो हमारे लेबर आए उनकी हम टेस्टिंग करें, लेबर को हम पास ना रखें जिससे कि वायरस का स्प्रेड ज्यादा ना हो जाए। सो लेबर शुड बी वर्किंग विद द मास्क, प्रॉपर सैनिटाइजेशन शुड बी डन इन रेगुलर बेसिस, देयर हेल्थ चेकअप शुड बी डन ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस, ऑल दिस थिंग हैपन। सो अगर सारे लेबर्स को जो सेंट्रल विस्टा में काम कर रहे हैं और सभी को कोरोना हो गया, सभी हॉस्पिटलाइज हो गया, तो प्रोजेक्ट ही रुक जाएगा। सो दिस लर्निंग विल मेक हेल्प not to allow the spread of the virus in the work culture when the construction is going on। so some learning काम आती है, but 100% full proof नहीं होता, but some learning काम आती है। उससे जो डिले होता है 100 days का, that can minimize to 10 days of delay। जो 1000 दिनों का होगा या 200 दिन का होगा, that can minimize to 20 days of time। so इससे हेल्प मिल जाती है।
Sure। And sir, जैसा अभी हम एक out of directly, it's not directly related to the project management, जैसा कि अभी सुनने को आता है, we are just also listening that based on our prior history of pandemic like situations, post pandemic हमेशा economic boom होती है। So sir, in this post pandemic जो boom का expectations है, उसमें प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट या प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर का रोल और भी फर्दर इंप्रूव होने वाला है?
होगा, बिकॉज डिमांड बढ़ेगी, ऑल ऑफ सडन डिमांड बढ़ेगी, एंड मेनी प्रोजेक्ट हैज टू डिलीवर much in a faster rate, चाहे वो कंस्ट्रक्शन प्रोजेक्ट हो, चाहे वो प्रोडक्ट हो, चाहे वो कुछ भी हो। तो आप देखेंगे कि कभी जब भी पैंडेमिक आया है, मतलब पैंडेमिक एपिडेमिक आया है, उसके पीरियड ओवर होने के बाद ऑल ऑफ सडन मार्केट में डिमांड बढ़ जाती है, हर चीज की डिमांड बढ़ जाती है। गारमेंट की डिमांड बढ़ जाती है, होटल मतलब इंडस्ट्रीज, हर तरह की इंडस्ट्री, सर्विस इंडस्ट्री, कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री, फार्मास्यूटिकल, सारी डिमांड बढ़ जाती है, क्योंकि वो जो इंडस्ट्री है वो बिल्कुल ठप रहती है, ठप मतलब स्टॉप रहती है। सिर्फ 2-3 इंडस्ट्री चलती रहती है, लाइक एजुकेशन इंडस्ट्री, लाइक आई थिंक आई शुड से फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री, एग्रीकल्चर इंडस्ट्री, सम इंडस्ट्री विच आर रनिंग, तो उसमें इतना उछाल नहीं आता डिमांड का। बट एनी इंडस्ट्रीज which was hugely affected, entertainment industry, construction industry, all of a sudden post covid वो jump करती है। उस सिचुएशन में प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर का और इंपॉर्टेंस हो जाता है हाउ टू मैनेज दैट, बिकॉज टाइम तो उतना ही है, नाउ द डिमांड इज टू मच, तो हाउ टू डिलीवर विद द गिवन मैन पावर सो दैट कि उनका जो डिमांड है मार्केट वो भी कैप्चर कर ले और वो प्रोजेक्ट डिलीवर कर सके और रेवेन्यू भी जनरेट कर सके। सो उसमें भी दैट बिकम्स अ गुड रोल ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर, that how to address the huge surge in demand in the post covid situation and a post pandemic situation, so that they can earn the revenue, generate the revenue, and can also deliver the product.